Oh, stop it. Stop it, people.
I don't want to be.
Baby. Oh, you got a little bit of Bia Quivers. Right there, you guys. Finally, she's my sidekick, but she never really gets on the show. Right here at the Clark the Shark Talk Radio Network Extreme Bonanza. And today, you guys, I'm going to waste film. There's no film. It's a Android, whatever, dude. iPhone, Android, Verizon, Galaxy. It's the Clark the Shark Golden EIB Sharkerphone, baby. A Sharkerphone. Not a microphone. No way, you guys. I'm here live on the air. Not at WABC radio any longer. They just put me on like a probation for like a month or two. And they're like, Sharky, we're not even going to pay you. And even though I went straight to #1 worldwide, they're like, it's over, Sharky. You're politically incorrect. And what are those words they use? Like inappropriate, Shark. You're always showing girls that are half naked. And then like, we didn't hire you for Love Line, Sharky. Like talking about like L. Arginine and all that. And I'm like, that's Clark the Shark, 1-800-449-8255, all 5'6" from Redondo Beach, Torrance, California. You get what you get, WABC radio. And they're like, no way, Sharky. We want it clean, mature, grown up. Who's the swimming pool guy? Weenie? He's like, hey, why don't you grow up? He sounds like Mark Levin, you guys. I can't tell. Here's his voice. Clark, grow up. And now here's Mark Levin's. Grow up, you big dope. I can't fucking tell Weenie from Mark Levin. They're about the same. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. From the Golden EIB shitrophone, you guys. It's a shitrophone, not a sharkophone, nor a microphone, baby. And there are rumors on the internet that my toilet broke and I had to fix it myself because I'm an Uber. I was an Uber driver. They let me go too for being politically incorrect, inappropriate, and immature. Oh, yeah, you guys are bitching about Clark the Shark. Well, look at this cover by the Stones. Undercover, 1984. This piece of shit, worthless album that's worse than Black and Blue, you guys. I can't believe people would talk about Clark the Shark having to grow up, being immature, inappropriate, politically incorrect, and offensive. And also now, they're emailing me saying, Sharky, you're... I'm like, you guys, I'm never... Just like Fonzie, baby. You see in Happy Days, Fonzie's like, I'm never Richie. He's never, baby. And you guys, sometimes I get going too fast. And I might say Billy Caldwell when I meant Bobby Caldwell. Come on, you guys. And, they're like, Sharky, Red Barchetta isn't on Permanent Waves. And I'm like, you guys... You know what I mean. Anyway, I consider Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures like all one double album, kind of like the Kinks, Preservation Act 1 and 2. It's like that. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show, baby. But there is no 1 and 2 with the Stones Undercover. There ain't, you guys. This is a disaster. And it's actually really good for like the Stones' abilities at the time. It's like the best fucking album they could possibly have done in the moment. And it fucking sucks. You guys, and dude, this is not the worst with an ST that the Rolling Stones could have done. Because on Dirty Work, just a few years later, they got even worse. Yeah, mate, the Glimmer Twins, they fucking sucked, you guys. I guess 2 albums in a row and a Mick Jagger or 2 solo album mixed in there, maybe even Keith, I'm not sure. But you guys, ever since Emotional Rescue, the Stones have really fucking sucked. Except for Tattoo You. And that album has problems, you guys. It has issues right here on the Clark the Shark show. But really, you could go all the way back to Goat's Head Soup, 1973. And if those 2 albums, you guys, 1973, Goat's Head Soup, and 1974, I guess, it's only rock and roll. Most critics and people hate those albums. And thank God, dude, the Rolling Stones can thank their lucky stars that Clark the Shark actually says good things about those 2 albums and Exile on Main Street. Because you guys, I could say shitty things if I wanted to about all 3 of those albums right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I could fucking take it all the way back to their Satanic Majesty's requests and say every fucking Stones album has sucked since like Aftermath. If you want to fucking piss me off and email me and get me to spill the truth, I will. But thank God they got Sticky Fingers and Let It Bleed, people, or the Stones would be in big trouble here. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But yeah, dude, come on. They got good shit in the 70s. Now, really, let's be honest here, you guys. When the Stones get bad, and I'm going to be perfectly, I'm going to shoot from the hip, you guys. I'm going to keep it a family show. I don't know why they say shoot from the thighs or shoot from the hip. It sounds kinky. It sounds like me, Clark the Shark, when I took too much L-arginine and I'm like getting freaky at night with the wife. I'm like, come on, sweetie. And then dude, I shoot from the hip and then it's over. And I'm like, what the fuck L-arginine? What happened? It's over? And the makers of L-arginine, I think it's Pfizer, they're like, sorry, Sharky, the stuff really works. And I'm like, fuck, I got to put me on some Stones Undercover now and fucking feel unsexual or something so I can rev up the motor again and maybe take another L-arginine right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I tell you, you guys, that shit works good. It does, but you will shoot from the hip. You will, baby. Right here on the Clark the Shark technical ecstasy of a talk radio show, ranked number 6,199 out of 6,200 shows. The only show beneath me is a Trump MAGA voter from Maine who was rejected by DoorDash because they didn't like his car. It was a 1972 Ford Pinto. Kind of like the one that Neil Peart used to drive when he had his drums all in a trash can, and Alex Lifeson and Getty were laughing at Neil Peart. They're like, look at this guy. He's got his drums in a trash can. That's because he was a genius, Alex. Kind of like Sharky, like an undiscovered Howard Hughes. And thank God you 2 guys discovered him right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But honestly, you guys, I'm going to speak straight from the heart. The Stones start to suck at Black and Blue, you guys. I think that album's 1975, 76. And the reason is it doesn't have Mick Taylor on it. It barely even has Ronnie Wood on it. But that is where things go bad with the Stones. And honestly, they are never good again. And beginning with that whole album, you guys, I'm not kidding, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And then Some Girls, 1978, is like an anomaly, like a freak. What's the word, dude? An amalgamism. It's like dude, I don't know what happened because you can tell Mick maybe produced that album or something. It's because they say Keith was all drugged out during Some Girls or something. And he had nothing to do with the album or something. I doubt that, you guys. It's just another Stones album. But yeah, you guys, really beginning with 1973, Goat's Head Soup. If you want the truth, the Stones start to suck. But Clark the Shark, I love Goat's Head Soup, 1973. I'm just going to do it to be against all the critics, like Lester Bangs and The Enemy, Rolling Stone, Cream Circus, and the Melody Maker, and all that. I'm just going to be like, fuck all you guys. I love Goat's Head Soup. I love It's Only Rock and Roll. I don't give a shit what you say, but I will admit Black and Blue fucking sucks right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And really, their only good album in like 50 fucking years is Some Girls. You could make an argument for Voodoo Lounge 1994 as a good Stones album, you guys. You could, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But honestly, you guys, this band has sucked with albums since their Satanic Majesty's Request, 1967. If you really want the concrete facts and truth, Aftermath and Between the Buttons are like their last good albums. I'm not even kidding, you guys, because Beggar's Banquet is like 2 or 3 songs. The rest of that album, dude, I mean, you can make the same case for Exile on Main Street that you could for Beggar's Banquet. But because Let It Bleed and Sticky Fingers are like fucking awesome, epic classics, like Some Girls, you guys, really those 3 albums, Let It Bleed, Sticky Fingers, and Some Girls, save the Rolling Stones' career. Dude, I'm just going to fucking lay it out right there on the Clark the Shit Show. But they are steeped heavy in shitty albums, you guys. There are no Who quadrophenias with the Stones, you guys. And really, there are no Who's Next or Led Zeppelin 4 or, like the Eagles or, any of that shit with this band. Really, there isn't, you guys. Some Girls is awesome, and you could make a good debate and or argument for Tattoo You right here on the poorly worded and wrong Clark the Shit Show. And I don't care, you guys. I'm like Fonzie. I'm never... See, I can't even say the word, baby. I can't because, dude, emailing me about Rush, Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, Red Barchetta. Come on, you guys. I've seen Rush in concert 30 times. And some kid born in 2009 emails me to tell Clark the Shark that he knows more about Rush than I, yours truly, the Clark the Shit Show. Dude, I was fucking seeing Rush when you weren't even a sperm in your dad's fucking cock yet, kid, born in 2011. What the fuck do you know? Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Don't tell me about Red Barchetta or Bobby Caldwell or Billy Caldwell or... I get going fast and I'll admit it. I'm sometimes, baby, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But like Eddie Canastrosi's like, holy shit, this Clark the Shark is like better than me or something. Eddie Canastrosi went after the Stones, Hackney Diamonds. And I'm like, dude, anyone could have done that. That's not cutting edge that much. I mean, dude, it wasn't breakthrough shit. If you're going to be a man and grow up, as they say to I, yours truly, Clark the Shark, then you better shoot from the hips and go after an album in the Stones. I'm not going to say it's in their prime. It's past their prime. Undercover of the Night, baby, 1984, The Rolling Blunders. My God, you guys, this album was a blunder. This is terrible. It's just 3 songs, and you guys, those 3 songs aren't good or something. Like, dude, was it produced by the Glimmer Twins? Maybe. I don't know. You guys, even Wikipedia and the critics give this like a 3 or a 2. They better. What do the stars give this, you guys? please, dude, where are the fucking stars? Don't give this a long Wikipedia, you guys. I want to just get to the good, juicy shit here on the Clark the Shit Show. Oh, well, I know the star. Here, you guys, I'll give you my stars at All Music, Rolling Stone, and Shark Music. I give this album on a scale of 1 to 5. I give it a 2. Seriously, you guys, I'm not kidding. This makes Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor sound and feel like sax, you guys, or something. It does. It makes the Who face dances sound like Who's Next. I'm fucking, dude, I am not lying here. I'm not kidding around. I'm being perfectly truthful on the Sharky Show. Track 1, side 1, Undercover of the Night. This is like the only good song the Stones have done in 63 years, you guys. Going back to 53 years. Going back to like 1974 or 1972 or something. Undercover of the Night. I like this song. You guys, I'm just kidding. They've got other good shit. But don't email me about that, and don't mail me bags of spit, you guys. And somebody, dude, got really kinky and they mailed me a Ziploc bag of something. And I had to call dude, don't mail me that stuff, that goo. That's gross. But Undercover of the Night, track number 1, side 1, is a good song. I mean, dude, I want to hate this and I want to hate the whole album because of this song. But I can't and I don't. Dude, Undercover of the Night, come on. I hear it on the radio. I'll tap my fingers. I'll tap my foot. It's not as good as the Stones can do or can be, but whatever. It brings back memories of 1984, when I was sitting down in my room at 251 Paseo de Gracia in Redondo Beach. I was tearing holes into speakers, and I was playing a really highly distorted fuzz tone guitar, and I was recording these songs and mailing them in all the record labels, and they're like, Sharky, this grunge thing you're working on, it'll go nowhere. It's horrible. And I'm like, you guys, I mix it with melody, like punk rock, indie rock, like the underground, baby, and they're like, Sharky, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, you guys, I swear to God, I got this thing for the future right here in 1984, 85. It's called grunge. And I was mailing it to these guys at Geffen Records in 1984, 85, 86. And I'm going into the studio and I recorded a song called Maury, Maury, Aladdin Sane. And the whole South Bay was like, what the fuck is this shit? Clark the Shark's mixing alternative indie punk and shit with grunge. And he's doing it in 1985. And the record labels are like, Sharky, that's garbage. It'll never work. No way, Sharky. You're not the genius that you think you are, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And I'm like, whatever. I'm going to keep on mailing you guys cassettes. And then later on, me and Phil Keegan were recording Precarious #1, Think About It, A Current Affair, and Coke Snorting. And they're still like, what is this, Sharky? And I'm like, this is alternative hard rock, alternative metal. They're like, Sharky, that's already been done by the Chili Peppers or, or something. And I'm like, well, I do it better right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And they're like, we don't care, Sharky. We're not listening to you. You don't know what you're doing because white kids from Redondo, Torrance, they haven't suffered. They don't know anything. And I'm like, well, maybe you're right because you think I listen to Undercover of the Night by the Stones. And they're like, we know you do, Sharky. You listen to that fucking lame, effing, worthless shit. And I'm like, well, if I do, maybe I do or maybe I don't. But track 1, side 1, Undercover of the Night, the song, you guys, it's all right. It's not horrible. But after that song, that mediocre, lukewarm hit, She Was Hot, track 2, side 1. And then you're like, what the fuck is wrong with the Stones? They sound like Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, but fucking worse. and you're like, dude, your ears are like, dude, you are hearing this does suck. You're not hallucinating with your eardrums. She Was Hot. This song fucking sucks. It's awful, terrible. But then you're like, Tie You Up. Okay, you guys. Dude, now it's getting like kinky. Dude, like, Tie You Up. The Pain of Love. Okay, you guys. You're like, this is like worse than a Clark the Shark demo or something. Like, what is this shit? Tie You Up. This is horrible. I want to hold you. Tries to be a hit, you guys. Want to hold you, but let me tell you right now, it's not. Some people say Want to Hold You is good. I don't. Me, Clark the Shark, I'm not feeling side one. But Feel On, Baby. Yeah, they're like, Sharky, it's just like an algorithm. We knew you weren't going to like this album. So you weren't feeling it, mate. Feel On, Baby. I'm like, no, you guys, I don't fucking feel on. Side 2, track 1. Too Much Blood is a song I don't like, but it is like a hit song or something, but it could have been worse or it could have been better, but it's lukewarm, you guys. Not even close to as good as Undercover of the Night. No way. And Pretty Beat Up, might be actually the best song, not just on this album, but like on the Stones' whole career, going back to their Satanic Majesty's Request, 1967. Pretty Beat Up is actually kind of good. It's not lit up in blue, though, at Wikipedia, baby. Don't ask me why. It's mediocre and lame, or fucking shitty if you want. But for the Stones, it's like fucking awesome, you guys. Pretty Beat Up. Too Tough sucks. I fucking hate that song. And then All the Way Down is like, now you're like, okay, get me out of this fucking album. This is horrible. And even you're sitting there starting to admit there's something wrong with this whole CD. Back in the 80s, you guys, this is when CDs were new. And we were hearing them for like the first time. And we were greeted by this clunker of a Stones debacle. And we were all like, well, shit, maybe we don't like CDs. Keep it on vinyl, baby. Because this one fucking sucks. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show, All the Way Down is like really bad or something. It Must Be Hell, dude, perfectly describes this album. Or like, hell would be better, dude. If you died and went to hell and God judged you, it would be better than like listening to Undercover of the Night, the Stones, 1984, 85, whatever, dude, 83. I don't even know. But this is terrible. And like, you want to know what's scary, you guys? This is fucking awesome compared to Hackney Diamonds. If you listen to Hackney and then you listen to this, you're going to be like, oh shit. You're going to be longing for the days 30, 40 years ago when the Stones sucked. Because now they like beneath suck. They sub-suck right here on the Clark the Shit Show, baby. 1-800-449-8255. The Sharkadoodle-Doo, the Sharkalama-Ding-Dong, the Wolfman Jack on crack, baby. Get off my show, you big dope. It's Shark R. Levin. And I'm here to tell you guys, right here on the Shark Levin Show, the great one. And that other great one, Wayne Gretzky, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, I don't want you to ever buy the Stones' Undercover of the Night at Amazon, Spotify, iTunes. What the fuck, dude? If you want to, go ahead and buy this album. But what I want you to do, take the album home and pour muriatic acid or sulfuric acid all over the CD in your backyard. Don't do anything kinky or nothing bad that the Homeland Security would email me or you. Don't do that. Just take muriatic acid and dissolve this album in your bathtub. And one thing I discovered, you guys, is muriatic acid doesn't work against plastic. It doesn't, you guys. So it probably won't work against this CD. So maybe take a blowtorch or a sledgehammer to this CD out in your backyard and beat on this CD with bricks until it's in little tiny diamond-like particles. And then sweep it up with a dustpan and bury it and give it a little grave that says, "Here lies the Rolling Stones' career." It ended long before this album, you guys, with Black and Blue. It didn't end with Goat's Head Soup or It's Only Rock and Roll. No way, you guys. Those have Mick Taylor on them. And as we all know, they're fucking good albums. Don't say they suck. I mean, you could say they suck compared to Exile, Let It Bleed, and or Sticky Fingers, or maybe even Beggar's Banquet. But don't ever say, you guys, that Goat's Head Soup and or It's Only Rock and Roll suck, because first you got to run it by Clark the Shark right here on the Clark the Shit Show and get my opinion on those before you do anything. But this album, feel free to take this album home with Hackney Diamonds and Bridges to Babylon too, and others. Maybe you could throw on like, what's that one? A Smaller Twang, or, you know, a Little Twang, or whatever, dude. A bigger, whatever, dude. Throw that one into and beat these CDs with the biggest and best sledgehammer that you could buy at Lowe's and or Home Depot or any hardware store. You guys, you should support your local hardware store. I do believe you should. And buy any old hammer. It doesn't have to be a sledgehammer. Just a regular hammer out in your backyard on the best cement surface you can find. And I want you to beat the fucking shit out of this CD and Dude, Emotional Rescue and Black and Blue and Hackney Diamonds and a Smaller Twang or a Smaller Wang and Bridges to Babylon. And I want you to smash all these albums and Mick and Keith solo CDs into small little particles and then bury them in your backyard with a dustpan and a broom and make a little grave that says, "Here lies the Rolling Stones' career. It ended at Satanic Majesties." You could fucking include that album too. What the fuck? What the hell, man? Go ahead, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Feel free to say their last good album was Between the Buttons or Aftermath. I don't care. Dude, if you want to be perfectly honest and truthful, this band never did a Quadrophenia or a Who's Next or a Physical Graffiti, or even some fucking shitty album by like Stevie Nicks or Tom Petty or something. I mean, for fucking 75 years, the Stones have fucking sucked right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And I'm being perfectly frank, earnest, and honest, you guys. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and buy their fucking lame, worthless CDs if you want to hear some shit that really fucking sucks. And if you're curious about what sucking is, it is certainly this album, 1984, Undercover of the Night by the Stones. But if you want to hear something even worse, try on Hackney Diamonds, Dirty Work, or Bridges to Babylon. Don't include Voodoo Lounge in any of what I say, you guys, because that is actually a really good, solid rock album. On par with some of the best albums ever recorded, and I'm not even kidding. Voodoo Lounge 1984 is, all right, I'll be honest, it's a subpar Stones album, but it is good. I mean, it's like the best album, honestly, the Stones could have possibly done in 1994. Voodoo Lounge. I do want you to buy that album because it's got a song on it about Blake Douchebag, and I really respect and admire the Stones. They get reverement, baby, if that's even a word, from yours truly, I, Clark the Shark. I mean, they wrote this song. It's like, there's a new kid in town. He's been dragging around. Dude, I'm not kidding you guys. The Rolling Stones wrote a song on Voodoo Lounge 1994, kind of a requiem about Blake Douchebag, and I'm not kidding. You got to hear it. It's fucking amazing. It might even be have been released before Blake died. It's almost like the Stones predicted it. I'm not kidding, dude. It's weird. It's like the Matrix, a simulation, a sharkulation, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I'm serious, you guys. Buy that album, Voodoo Lounge, at Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. And I'm not wrong or stuttering, you guys. I swear to God, I'm drank too much coffee. I'm not losing it. When they email you or they email me about Clark the Shark getting things, just like Fonzie, baby, I will reply angrily. Right here on a talk show that is ranked number 5,299 out of 5,300 shows, you guys. The only one beneath me is a fan of Dirty Work by the Stones, 1987, or this album, and or this one, The Stones, Undercover of the Night. One of the shittiest fucking albums ever recorded in history. But it's actually really good compared to Hackney Diamonds or A Smaller Wang, 2005. I'm not kidding you guys. Oh, what the hell. Go ahead and buy this shitty album, but don't tell them that Clark the Shark advised you and or sold you or told you or any of that. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show, baby. Go ahead and buy it. And look out tonight, you guys. I think I see a UFO or a drone. That's right, I'll get you, you guys. If you dare argue with Clark the Shark or email me to tell me that I'm Fonzie, the ghost of Fonzie, or maybe the ghost of John Ritter will come to you in a dream and he'll say, Clark the Shark is never, never. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show, and I'm out of here. Peace.